Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I will be giving you guys something new. I'm starting this whole makeup series on my channel where you guys can join me on my makeup journey. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieved this soft glam look, keep on watching. So I'm kicking things off on a fresh, clean face, and I'll be starting off with my brows. For my brows, I'll be using a spoolie. I'm also using a $1 brow pencil, and I'm using two concealers, one that's my shade and one that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone. And right now I'm using my spoolie to brush my brows. Then I'll be taking my pencil and making an outline for my brow. So I'm using the pencil at the bottom of the brow and I'm making an outline, and then I'm gonna be going in with the spoolie again to brush those hair back down and then make the top outline at the top of my brow, and then brush that in again with my spoolie. And if there's any spots that I missed, I'm just gonna make light strokes with my pencil to fill those in. Alright, so now that that one has a shape that I like, I'm moving on to the next one. And this brow pencil, I don't remember where I got it from, but it was not more than $1. And that's the thing, if you are a beginner at makeup, it's best for you to start off simple. You know, buy cheap makeup stuff. Don't waste your money buying high-end products, because most of the time it's an experiment. Like with foundation and stuff like that, you have to experiment to find your right shade. So if you're a beginner, I don't suggest you going out there and breaking the bank to buy makeup. Start simple, start cheap, and experiment until you get better. All right. So to conceal my brows, I'm using a concealer that is lighter than my skin tone. If you guys didn't know this, you have to use, especially at the bottom of your brow, you have to use a concealer that's lighter than your skin tone. And for brush, you want to make sure that your brush has a flat tip like the one I just showed you. Make sure it has a flat tip, that way you can get an accurate line and it's not messing your brows up. All right, so I went ahead with my concealer as you saw, and I took my time. The video is fast forwarded. I fast forward the video so it looks like I'm going fast, but I was actually taking my time to draw that line and not messing my brows up. And then once I got the line, I just pulled everything down and blended everything out. So now that I'm finished concealing the bottom of my brows, I'm gonna conceal the top with the concealer that is my shade, and this is the L.A Girl Pro Concealer, and I think the shade is in I don't remember, it's Toffee. Yeah, so for the shade that's my skin tone, I used Toffee, and for the shade that was lighter than my skin tone, that was actually Fawn. All right, and I'm just going in with my brush to perfect that brow. You know, you don't want it looking shabby, you want it to look like an artist drew these brows. Okay, alrighty, so now that I'm finished concealing my brows, I'm going in with a small brush and I'm just gonna blend out all of that concealer. You don't want to see any harsh lines, so you wanna make sure that you take your time to blend all of that into your skin. All right, now for primer, I'm using the Maybelline Baby Skin, and guys, this is such a great primer. When I use this, I do not see my pores under my foundation. All right, so for foundation, I'm using the Juvia's Place foundation. Oh my god, you will see for yourself how awesome this product is. And I'm using a flat angled face brush to blend out my foundation. And if you don't want to use a brush, that's fine, you can also use a beauty blender. So yeah, as you can see, I am blending like my life depends on it. Blending is essential, guys. You have to make sure that you blend out your products, okay? So now for my highlights, I'm going in with that same concealer that I used under my brows. And I'm just gonna conceal under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, above my lip. I'm concealing my chin also, and my forehead. Then for contouring, I'm going in with my Black Radiance Cream Contour Palette. Then before I blend all of that out, I'm just using some of my finishing spray to spray my beauty blender to get it damp. And then I'm just gonna go in and blend all of that out. Like I said, blending is essential, all right? So I'm blending out my highlight first, and then I'm gonna go in and blend my contour. So for baking, I'm using my Black Radiance setting powder, and guys, this was the part that I used to mess up a lot on before I knew how to do it. I used to just dab a lot of it onto my beauty blender and just swipe it onto my face, and then I'd end up having like flashbacks and my makeup would look cakey, and I was always wondering what was I doing wrong. But the trick to baking is to apply a little at a time. So what you'll see me doing is I'm pressing a little at a time into my skin. I'm pressing as I go along. I'm adding a little at a time. And then the key to knowing when to stop applying is to look out for the powder getting white on your skin. So you press a little at a time, and then as soon as you start seeing it getting white, that's when you know that the baking process has started and you can stop applying powder. All right, so do not apply a lot at once. Take your time and apply a little at a time, and make sure that you're pressing it into your skin. And as soon as you start to see that white form, then you can just stop right there. All right. Alright, so while I'm baking, I'm using that same concealer over my eyelids so that my eyelids can be smooth before I apply my eyeshadow. And I'm using the Beauty Glazed Gorgeous Me eyeshadow palette, and I really could not decide on what shade to use. So I'm just there like, how do I choose? Like, I didn't know what look I was going for at first, but then I ended up deciding to do a soft glam. So I'm using some brown shades. And then this other color that I'm going in, I'm using a different brush to apply that to the top of my eyelids to kind of like smooth things out, to diffuse everything out so it doesn't look too harsh and you can't tell where that brown, you know, started. Then I'm adding some shimmer dimmer to my eyelids, and I'm using two brushes for this part. I'm using that blending brush, and I'm also using the brush that I used to apply my concealer onto my brows to kind of add some shape. I wanted it to have a cut crease effect. I didn't want to just apply the shimmer all over my eyelids. I wanted it to be uniform. So I used that flat tip brush to give it some shape, make it look like a cut crease even though it's not. Alright, so now I'm going in with that same brush that I used to apply my foundation, and I'm just gonna brush away all that powder from baking. The cake is ready, guys. Alright, so now to add some warmth to my face, some definition to my face, I'm going in with my contour powder, and I'm just going to apply that right where I applied my contour line earlier so that my face is not looking all white and flat. You know what I'm saying? You want to add some definition to your face. Alright, so now I'm adding my liner onto my eyelids. I'm drawing on my wings, and then I'll be applying some mascara to my lashes before I apply my falsies. Alright, so instead of sitting down and waiting for these lashes to dry, I just decided to put them down to dry, and then I'm adding some of that same setting powder below my contour line because I forgot to do it before. So I'm just going in with my blender and I'm applying some setting powder below my contour line so it doesn't look like this big black shadow on my face. It has some structure to it, you know what I'm saying? So now my lashes are dry and ready to go on, and what I like to do to make it easier is to like pull down on my lashes, my natural lashes, to get them out of the way, and then I just apply my falsies as close to my lash line as possible, and then you'll see me using my fingers to like fuse my natural lash and the falsies together so that you can't see the separation between the two. Alright, then I'm taking some Fit Me foundation to blend everything into one big masterpiece, guys. Blending is so important, you don't even understand. So I'm blending everything in so you can't see where my contour started and stuff like that. And then I'm going in with some contour powder, and I'm contouring my nose because I want it to have a soft finish. I don't want it to be too obvious, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm going in with my beauty blender and blending that in. Blend that in. Then for my lips, I'm going to outline my lips with that same brow pencil. Listen, with makeup you can get so creative. Like, you don't even have to buy, like I told you guys, you don't have to buy all these expensive products, you know what I'm saying? You can experiment with cheap stuff. So I'm using that same brow pencil to outline my brow, to outline my lips, I should say, before I go in with my lip gloss. Now I'm applying some NYX Butter Gloss lip gloss, and this one is called Angel Cupcake. And now for the grand finale, I'm taking some Juvia's Place highlight and a fan brush to apply some highlight to my face to make my face pop. And at first I started using that fan brush, but later down you'll see me changing and using a small eyeshadow brush. And with highlight, I guess, I don't know, I don't use a lot, and whenever I apply it, I end up going over it with another brush and blended it out, so it never really pops the way it should. I guess because I'm scared of my face looking too shiny or something. But like I said, this is my makeup journey, you know, and I'm learning as I go along. So yeah. And now to set all of this into place, I'm applying some finishing spray. And there you have it, guys. This is my soft but glam look. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from me as a beginner. Thank you guys so much for watching. And oh, by the way, as you can see, there are no harsh lines, therefore your girl won't be getting any flashbacks. All right, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Bye guys.